Now, a couple of days ago, J. Cole did his first interview in almost 3 years, and of course, since he doesn't like being in the spotlight too much, it's not a video interview, but it's a written article interview. So in this video, I thought I could go over the article as a whole, look at the most interesting parts from it, give my perspective and opinions on exactly what J. Cole had to say, and without wasting any time, let's get it popping. Now, if I had to summarize this interview with one word, it would be mature. Just from reading this article interview, you can clearly see that J. Cole has found peace in not only the type of music he's making, but also in his growth as an individual and how he is as a person. So in the beginning of the interview, his last album, For Your Eyes Only, is brought up, and the conversation the interviewer and J. Cole had was regarding the marketing aspect of that album and the fact that J. Cole wasn't promoting it too much when it eventually dropped. This is something I remember very vividly. He dropped False Prophets and then he dropped Everybody Dies. After that came the documentary, and then a couple days later the album drops. No real promotion, no real build up, but he still managed to sell 492,000 copies first week. And then he went on a tour that brought in $40 million for that album only. So even though he did drop an album, it still felt like he was a little bit absent because he wasn't actively trying to promote the album on social media himself. And this is something both Kendrick and Cole are known for. They drop projects and then they're completely ghost until their next album is out. I think this is a good thing because it shows that they don't have to be all up in people's faces for them to get the support they need. Now, on one segment of the interview, he talks a little bit about drugs, and this is what he says. We live in a society where all this drug use is normalized. It's a norm, it's okay, it's fucking encouraged, it's fucking promoted. You turn on the TV, you feeling down? Of course I'm feeling down. I'm a fucking human being. Try this, whatever this thing is. Like, nah, how about you actually feel sad and figure out what the fuck it is that got you feeling sad so you can work on that. I think Cole does have a good point here because we're so used to finding things on the outside to fulfill us on the inside because we don't feel complete as we are. Drugs is one thing a lot of people abuse because they can't live with themselves, so they try to numb the pain by doing an excessive amount of it and hoping they'll get better that way. And like Cole says, you gotta feel whatever you're feeling in the moment for you to get over it in the first place. Distracting yourself by taking something like drugs isn't really gonna solve the root cause of your problems. Now, on another part of the interview, J. Cole actually has some words for the rapper Smokepurpp. Now, if you don't already know, a couple days ago, Smokepurpp had a show where he encouraged fans to start chanting, "Fuck J. Cole." And obviously this happened because Smokepurpp heard 1985 from KOD, and I guess he felt some type of way. Anyway, J. Cole actually decided to respond to that on this interview, and this is what he said. It's really a shoe fit situation. Several people can't wear that shoe. Why you yelling at your show? You must feel attacked in some kind of way, must feel offended, and if you feel offended, then that means something rings true. Something struck a chord, and that's cool with me. That's all I ever wanted to do. Very mature response from Cole, and obviously it doesn't serve him any good to get emotional about this. I like how he brushed it off very casually and he said exactly how it is. And then a little bit after that, he continues and talks about the new wave rappers in general, and this is what he says. If you exclude the top 3 rappers in a game, the most popping rappers all are exaggerated versions of black stereotypes. Extremely tatted up, colorful hair, it's caricatures and still dominant representation of black people on the most popular entertainment format for black people, period. And once again, he's calling it just like it is, and I can't do nothing but agree with this. There's a certain pattern most of these new rappers are following, especially how they market themselves in terms of looks. But a little later in the interview, he mentions how he's a fan of new rappers like Trippie Redd and Lil Baby. It looks like J. Cole has found an appreciation for that type of music, and I can't relate here. I used to be very critical of the new wave rappers in the beginning when this channel started, and to be honest, I didn't really see too much good in their music. But now I listen to it and I enjoy it simply because rap doesn't have to be serious 24/7. Now, those were the most important parts from the interview, but what do you personally think about this new J. Cole interview? We all know that J. Cole interviews are rare as hell, so I'm sure that you have a lot to say about it. So let me know what you thought about the interview and let's have a discussion about it. But as always, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about bringing together people like you who enjoy music and start a discussion on different topics like this. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it, follow me on all my social media accounts. It's on the screen, and I'm out.